Venezuela will be free. And once we liberate Venezuela, we will keep working and we will have a free Cuba and a free Nicaragua. And as you were saying, for the first time in history, we have the Americas free of communism, of dictatorship, and narco-terrorism. We have counted with the support, vision, and courage of incredible leaders, such as the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and members of this honorable Congress. Freedom always prevails. Ours is an existential fight for life. It's an ethical fight for the truth, and it's a spiritual fight for good. If we want the Venezuelan people that were forced to leave to come back home. And that's going to happen once we have democracy in Venezuela. Thank you so much. It's a huge honor to be here on behalf of the Venezuelan people and also our President-elect, Edmundo González Urrutia, to tell you first and foremost that Venezuela will be free. And once we liberate Venezuela, we will keep working and we will have a free Cuba and a free Nicaragua. And as you were saying, for the first time in history, we have the Americas free of communism, of dictatorship, and narco-terrorism. This is a historic moment. And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for, yes, the commitment, resilience, generosity, and courage of the Venezuelan people, but also because we have counted with the support, vision, and courage of incredible leaders, such as the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and members of this honorable Congress. Our friends, Mario Díaz-Balart, Carlos Gimenez, and Maria Corina Machado, trusted the Venezuelan people from day one. When many thought our struggle was impossible, when many thought it was impossible to defeat this narco-terrorist regime, when many told us to give up, you trusted the Venezuelan people for the right reasons, because freedom always prevails. Ours is an existential fight for life. It's an ethical fight for the truth, and it's a spiritual fight for good. And that's why we will prevail. So I want to thank the American people most of all. We're here in the House of the People. It's such an honor to be in this institution. We share the principles, the values that build this nation that are the same that our founding fathers believed and defended in Venezuela, and those that will turn our country into the strongest ally the United States have ever had in the region. And once we do that, once we achieve a democratic and free Venezuela, we will see millions of our children coming back home. And that's our goal. That's the force that moves us. It's the force of love, which is the most powerful possible. So thank you very much. I am very grateful. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for true believers in freedom and democracy. And once again, thank you to the American people, to the American government, and to the American Congress. Thank you. Yes, I hope to meet with the Venezuelan diaspora in several parts of the United States and the world. But my main objective is to return to Venezuela as soon as possible. I had a mission that I have to accomplish. That's why I decided to get out of my country with all the implications it had. But I'm looking forward to go back as soon as possible. And it's not only about concerning about and worrying about the situation of the Venezuelans abroad, but working on it. Maria Elvira Salazar is not here today physically with us, but she's working on La Ley Dignidad that would give protection to Venezuelans and other people from other nationalities until they can come back home. Because our objective, and I want to insist on this, is we want the Venezuelan people that were forced to leave to come back home. And that's going to happen once we have democracy in Venezuela. Millions will come back home.
It's been a privilege to sit down and speak with Maria Corina Machado, an extraordinary person, and who has laid it all on the line, who's shown extraordinary courage, who has risked her life over and over again on a daily basis for her country, for the freedom of her people. And so a lot of people talk about that, but not too many people really, have to face, dire consequences of putting where their money where their mouth is, and putting their actions where their mouth is. And nobody has done it more than Maria Corina Machado. She is the undisputed leader of Venezuela. Polls have shown that if there were an election held today, she would be the clear-cut winner to these elections. And so it's our privilege to have her here, privilege to listen to her. Want to thank President Trump and the armed forces of the United States for their actions in getting us to this point. There's still a lot of more work to be done. This is not going to be an easy task, but it's a task that must be accomplished. We must get this done. We must have a free, a democratic Venezuela, because this hemisphere needs to be the hemisphere of freedom and democracy. Why? Because freedom and democracy is the clearest path to peace in our hemisphere. And so, we hope that this is the beginning of democracy and freedom in this hemisphere. It starts with Venezuela. We hope, we know it will not end with Venezuela, but Venezuela is a place we have to start. And because we have to start with Venezuela, and we are starting with Venezuela, it's just, it's really, it's great to have a leader like Maria Corina Machado. If you listen to her story of how she went to Oslo, how she got there, and the personal injury that you suffered, and the sacrifices she made to get there, you'll understand what kind of a person we're talking about here. And so, again, you have my full support. I know that you have my colleagues' full support, and unfortunately, Maria Salazar could not be here. There was something wrong with her plane, but she would have been here too, and she would have also, echoed our support for you, and for the Venezuelan people, and for the cause of liberty and freedom and democracy in Venezuela.
Congressman Gimenez and I, and also the representative of Maria Salazar, had a very good meeting with who we know is frankly one of the greatest leaders that I think we've had the opportunity to get to know for many, many years. We are now in a very interesting time. Venezuela, by the way, for the first time in decades, is on the verge of true freedom and democracy. And that's because of the bravery of the men and women in the United States Armed Forces and the leadership of President Trump. But also because the Venezuelan people are unified and united in their desire for freedom, for democracy, for sovereignty. And because they have a leader who has been willing to sacrifice, to work hard, to risk it all, and who has received the support of the Venezuelan people. It is truly a privilege and an honor to be able to spend some time with this amazing leader in this very historic moment.